Confirm whether I'm audible or not. Hello. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Let's wait for a few more minutes to others to join. Then we will start the session. All right. I think most students will join. Okay, we'll start the session. Okay. In this today's session, mainly we are gonna discuss on the week four concepts. I think week four has been already discussed. So what we will do in this session is we'll keep this as an open session so that you guys can ask any questions related to week four doubts. And even if you have any doubts from week 1 to 3, that's also fine. And if you don't have any doubts in from week 1 to 4, and if you guys were okay for moving with week 5 concept, that's also fine. Then we can discuss week 5. So next week is your quiz, right? Quiz 1.
Yes, sir.
So what would you guys prefer? Like revising week 1 to 4? If you guys have any doubts, you can clear it up today. Else I can move it to week 5.
Sir, I think we can revise from week 1 to 4 or
Revision. See, a revision in the sense I won't be conducting any revision today. As I said, this is an open session. If you have any doubts from week 1 to 4, you can ask. A revision session will be conducted in next week.
Sir,
Yeah, Jeesh.
sir, can you explain, that week three procedure and parameter lectures? I didn't understand anything from there.
Yeah, sure. Procedures and parameters. Just a minute. If my writing goes.
sir, before moving to that part, sir, like I have found an error in graded assignment 2, an error in the question. So can you please confirm me if I am right or wrong?
Okay. Just a minute. We'll share my screen. Sure. In week 2, which question?
Sir, week 2 graded assignment, the last question.
Last question. Okay. What is the error that you are saying?
Sir, in line number 9 and line number 18, that should be inside the while loop, right? Otherwise, according to this code, the code will not terminate. That will never terminate.
This ninth one. Yeah, this should be.
This should be after line number 7.
I think the alignment is mismatching here. Those first curly braces can open or open. This one is done. Actually, the alignment problem. The code is correct, but the only issue is with the alignment. There
Sir,
should
your
be.
voice is not clear.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Hello. Is it okay?
No, sir.
Is it fine now? Or it's still
Sir, it is breaking.
It's still breaking, sir.
hello?
Yeah, sir.
Is it audible or still breaking?
Sir, still breaking.
It's same.
Maybe I'll try to join friend list this time.
Sir.
Is it better now?
A little bit better. No, sir.
Sir, again it is breaking. No, sir, still breaking.
Now we can't hear you, sir. I mean, this is too much lag. No, sir, yet not. I mean, we can't hear you. But I'll see.
Sir, you are not audible.
वेळी द्यायचा आहे पण कोंबड्या बकऱ्याचा नाही कोंबड्या बकऱ्याचं नाही
Sir, still breaking.
Not yet audible.
Hello. Sorry for the interruption. I hope it's better now.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. It's
it is
okay.
clear now, sir.
Yeah, sir, it's clear now.
I, s- I switched to my network. I don't know if there is some issue with my internet.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Um, just this one, right? So here it's not error. Actually, it's an alignment issue. So if you see the syntax is, so it's nothing but this curly braces should be in this place, right? It's not just an alignment issue. and this should be with spaces, should be separated by spaces. Same here.
Okay, sir, got it.
So always look at the open parenthesis. See, 3 parentheses has been opened, and only 1, 2 has been closed, and third has been closed here. So it's just an alignment issue.
Okay, sir. But just like still it is considered as, I mean, if we'll execute this, the code
Hmm.
will throw some error, right?
No, it will not. See, first of all, we won't be able to execute this pseudocode. Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir, got it.
someone was asking from week 3. What was the doubt?
Yes, sir. Week three in that procedure and parameter lectures.
Procedures and
3.6.
parameters.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Any questions or
Sir,
just a
we
logical concept?
Sir, just a logical concept.
Okay.
uh,
So, this is a procedure, right? A
Yes,
procedure,
sir.
what do you mean by procedure? I just wanted to hear from your
the
perspective.
work that have
So,
given to us, like
sorry,
piece of code in which we give the input and then
not necessarily we need to give an input, right?
we get the output based on the desired condition.
Sir, it
So,
works like a contract.
And um, we can say that it's a template for pseudo.
so it's nothing but a block of pseudocode that is inside it. If I say it in a simple words, inside the curly braces, in simple cases, if I wanted to say, here we don't have any curly braces, so okay, block of codes inside the procedure. Let's say this word procedure. But why do we need procedures? If in your code, if you wanted to repeatedly uh, execute the same piece of code again and again, so in that case, you can write procedures, right? It's nothing but this code can be executed any number of times by just calling mystery. This is the procedure name, and you can pass the parameter. So whatever we are passing in this bracket, this we call as a parameter. So here it's a gender, so we can pass either male or female. How many parameters that we can pass in general procedure?
Not limited.
You can pass any n number of parameter as per your requirement. So procedure is nothing but you are executing the some set of code that can be executed again and again. So without procedure also you can do this, right? This nothing but it just calculates an average of gender. So simply you can put if gender equal to male, you can again write this code, right? Simply by putting curly parentheses, you can have it here. And again, if you put gender equal to female, sorry, gender equal to female, again you can write it here. Just a thing you want to rename here. In this case, it reduces your number of code lines. If you wanted to find an average for both male and female, so you just write this procedure and you just simply call it and store it. Uh, for example, M average and F average. And you just simply call this procedure mystery M and mystery F. So this will store the average of male students and this will store the average of female students. This is very simple. But if you wanted to calculate manually, you need to write this code block twice. Right? That's where procedure helps in reducing the number of code lines if it's a repetitive task. So for that, you can pass the parameters accordingly. So whatever you are passing here, that we call as a parameter, and we can pass any n number of parameters here. Is it clear? Jivish?
Yes, sir.
Or
Sir,
still? Yeah.
okay. If it this question will complete, then I have one doubt after completing this question. Week 4.
Yeah. Jivish, do you have any doubt in this, or shall we move to next question?
Yes, sir. You can move to next question.
Sir, it's a week 4, question number 4.
So before moving to week 4, I have one question in week 3, if you'd like to. Or after week 4 also, I'm fine. But week 3
Yeah.
graded assignment, 8th question is.
From practice assignment.
Question number?
8 graded
Practice
assignment.
assignment or graded assignment?
Graded assignment.
Okay.
Where you
What's
have
the
to
doubt?
identify the mistake. So I could identify only in one line. So other 2 line which I could not understand.
Okay. The question asked for executed using score stated at the end of execution, A captures the number of female students who are below average in at least one subject. So this captures female and below average in one subject, right? Below average in at least one subject. Assume MPZ hold the average marks of max physics chemistry. In pseudocode may have mistakes, identify such mistakes. Okay. Or just initializing A equal to 0 and B equal to true. The first two explained by if X is equal to gender. So if you are finding any one thing less than average, or just make it okay. So first of all, this should be false, right?
Yeah. Why it is false?
So the question asked A is nothing but it keeps track of count of female students who are below average in at least one of the subjects.
Yes.
Right? So the second line, as usual, we are just iterating the card using the while loop. And see here, we are reading the card and we are checking if X dot gender equal to female. This is the one actually we need to check because A captures only for the female students. And now this MPC all are average marks, right? For that specific subjects. This is for maths. And this is for physics average, and this is for chemistry average. So if the student has less than average mark, what it's doing actually, it is keeping track of some Boolean variable actually, right? We don't know what it is. So far, just assume it. B keeps track of either true or false.
False.
Okay. So these are the conditions and check whether all the conditions are correctly checking. It's checking less than condition. That is also fine, which we need, right? Because of A wanted to capture below average mark. Okay. If any one of this is true, you don't need all 3 to be true, right? If any one of this is true, you need to increment. So this code should be executed.
Yes.
This line should be executed. So when this line will be executed?
When one of the 3 condition is true.
So this should be true, right? For that.
Yes.
So we need to update true accordingly whenever we see below condition. So all this should be true, right? Whenever we see a below average. For that, initially, let's assume he doesn't belong to, the student doesn't belong to less than average in any subject.
Okay.
So just assume if I don't initialize as it as a false, if you make it b is equal to true, if the student has, let's say, 97, 98, 96, you assume b equal to true, and finally it will reach here. It won't be, it is not less than average, right? For any of the subject, assume average is less than this. So b will be true. It won't be executed, like this block of code won't be executed, since all will be greater than average. Here b will be true and you will be incrementing wrongly, right?
Okay. Okay.
That's why we are initializing to false.
Yeah.
So it will become little messy. So what we'll do, we'll initialize this to false and make it this equal to true. This is also equal to true.
Yeah.
So right, this will correctly increment my
A is equal.
variable.
Yeah. 3, 7, and 13 is the answer. Yeah. Got it.
3, 7, 13.
Yeah. Thank you.
So this is one of the way. The other way, what you can do is vice versa. You can do just I'll show you how can you do. If it is being true, you can also check for false, right? So this line I can rename it to if not b, I'll increment a. So if this is true, I just change this to false. So we can make changes in line number 10 and 16 to make this code to work. This is alternate option.
Sir, but optimally speaking, we do not have to like you added if else here, but in general we do not like whenever we are answering a question like this, we have to go with what is in the code given per se, right?
Yeah. Here it is a MSQ question. Suppose these kind of question I ask in MSQ, so that you need to identify a right code. So that let's say the MSQ has 4 choices and you need to
Yeah, so
find the right
like there
code.
can be
In
multiple
that
ways
case,
to
you'll
do
not
this,
program.
but we just need to like there won't be any clash like there is an alternate change of logic in one line, but that line is current to the given code. Then we do not have to apply something like this, right?
No.
Okay.
So this mistakes will be respect to one approach only. If they are giving like this line number 1, 3 something, so it will be respect to only one approach.
So when, in a nutshell, when we are saying when it's B is a false, it's automatically all cards will go through that if condition. And when B is true, that then we have a limitations for this. Okay.
See, not automatically. So whenever, just think it of, if B is true, if it's not satisfying this condition, then it will wrongly increment.
Yeah.
That is what you need to check. As I said, you can do it in another way also, like, but the question follows this approach only, right? This one and this one.
Yeah. Now it's
You
clear.
can do it in other way also, as I said.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Any other doubts from week 1 to 4?
Sir, may I ask now?
Yeah. Sure.
Sir,
You said about something in week 4, right?
Sir, week 4 graded as practice assignment question number 4.
Okay.
So here all the options means here we have to take the ratio of the shopping bill which have in one shopping bill milk and bread and other of milk, right? So no option is hello.
Yeah, you're audible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're audible. Please continue.
Options are not clear to me. I think which option will be true.
Okay.
I don't able to understand actually.
Okay.
Option third number is
The
if
given pseudocode using using the shopping bill data set fact stores the ratio of number of customers who purchase both bread and milk to the number of customers who purchased milk. Choose the correct code or fragment to complete the code. Okay. So assume there is at least one customer who purchased. So what this frac stores is this B count. Basically, it's nothing but it stores who purchased
the question is clear to me actually.
both bread and milk, right? So just wanted to check with the options.
Yes, sir.
So this M count just a milk. So let's see what are the options. And procedure is item. Okay, Z dot item is equals C equal to. Okay.
I think it's third number option maybe, but in this option I have lots of question doubts actually.
The first option is not true, that you are clear, right? Because B count should count both bread and milk.
Yes, sir. Option 1 is not true. I have doubt with option number 3, I think.
So this is also not true because B count just counts only for the bread here, not for the milk.
No, if X milk and X bread, it's 3 or 4. No, option number 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Yeah, it's third option.
So the third option, what it is saying, if is dot item X is equal to milk, and if it is bread, M equal to count. So milk count, B count. So what's the doubt here?
Sir,
See, here I will say one thing. This B count updates properly, right? As we wanted to count both milk and bread.
yes.
If he purchases both bread and milk together, then we need to update B count.
Yes.
But milk count don't need to be both together, right? So he could be, customer could have been purchased milk separately also. But here it mandates that he should have purchased both using the and condition in this if, right? So this M count, when it will be updated, this M count?
When only milk, bill with only milk.
But in this code, if you see, this will be updated if when he or she purchases both.
Yes.
So this is wrong.
Yes. So which I think
So,
no option is true actually.
but this is true, right? The fourth option. Here, what is the confusion?
Which one is true, sir?
Fourth option.
Last option.
See here, M count. When M count is getting updated,
When only milk bill is for only milk.
only for milk, right?
Yeah.
But B count, if you see, when B count will be updated,
When both milk and bread.
in order to update this B count, first this milk should be true,
But it's
and
ratio,
then
sir.
bread should be true. So B count will be updated when he or she purchases both.
Means this is the
Ratio,
below. one person has two bills, right? Is this here? But in one bill, only one item is there. But in the question, we have to check for the bill in which both milk and bread ratio with the milk, the bill which has only milk.
So like exactly like I'm not getting like where you are having both. This updation part is clear, right? When milk is updated, when a B count is updated and M count is updated. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So this updation part is clear, right? When B
Yes,
count and M
yes.
count are updated.
Yes, yes, yes.
So according to this is correct. Let's have
Option
a
number
look where
4.
you are having. Yeah. Why
But
you are saying
how,
this is
sir, the
incorrect?
second bill has only bread?
The second bill has?
Only bread.
Then in that case, why you are updating? You don't need to update, right? It asks for a ratio. See carefully. It asks for a ratio. Frac stores the ratio of number of customers who purchased both bread and milk, and number of customers who purchase milk. So if I write it in a formula, number of customers purchased both bread and milk divided by purchased milk, right? If he purchases just bread only, why you are gonna increment B count or M count? You don't need to increment anything, right? Is it confused? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it confused or is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Just see when you are incrementing the count. As fourth option correctly increments this both denominator and numerator, and just check with the cards whether it's getting properly incremented or. If you say just only bread is there in the particular card, you don't need to increment anything. If there is only milk, you just increment the M count alone. See, there will be 4 cases as you said. For example, if there is a card, there will be only milk. There will be bread and milk together, and there will be only bread, and there could be nothing. I could represent this as a pi. Right. So whenever only milk is there, you could increment M count. Whenever both bread and milk are there, you can increment both M count and B count, right?
Okay, sir.
Only bread is there, you don't need to increment anything. No update. and here also not. The fourth option does certainly the same thing. If you see, the first if condition checks for the whether x dot item equal to milk or not. If it is milk, then it increments for the n count, right? Then again, it checks whether the x dot item is bread, then it increments the b. Is it clear now?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other doubts on week 3 and 4 or any week? Hello. No doubts from
Sir,
any week?
I also wanted to ask whether, there were, like in the syllabus, there is mentioned about, like in week 3 and all, there was uh, birthday paradox and all.
Sorry. Week
Hello.
3 or week 4? Birthday paradox.
Hello.
Week 4, I guess.
Uh,
Hello.
Week 4. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, week 4. So, will there be, I was saying, will there be any questions related to those, like algorithms related to those?
No. It won't be there in exam, such questions.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank you.
exams will be focused on how you are able to read the pseudocode and how you are able to understand the pseudo, not based on any algorithm.
Okay.
So you don't need to remember any condition as like given in birthday paradox, or in week 3 there is one more thing like the top scorer, whether he's a topper or not based on the subject marks.
Okay.
So you don't need to remember those conditions for the exams. Any other doubts?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt in question number 3, graded assignment 3.
Graded assignment
3.
3, is it?
Yes, yes.
Your voice is muffled. I'm not able to hear you. Graded assignment 3, which question? Fariha, which question?
Sir, question number 8.
Question number 8. Yeah, I just now discussed during the starting of my session.
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm late little bit. Okay, sir. I'll say in recording.
Okay, sure. Okay. Any other doubts? Else we'll briefly discuss about the week 5 concepts. Mm. Shivangi, have you said something? Well,
I said that discuss the list concepts that is in week 4. So,
okay. What about others? No doubts in week 1 to 4. If you have any doubts from any practice assignment or graded assignment, uh, it's good to clear in this session before moving to revision. That will be very helpful for your exam. Okay, if no doubts from week 1 to 4, I'll discuss week 5 concepts. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
yes,
Okay. Is my screen visible? In week 5, what we'll be looking is a new data type called list. So we'll be looking a new data type, something called a list. So we'll see this list in both week 5 and 6. So what is list? Anyone? If anyone has watched.
this can be the sequence of the data elements,
Sequential.
same data elements of
So, sorry.
sequence of the data elements which is having same data
Sequence of data
elements
elements. Okay.
having
So,
same data.
not, not same data type. So list can be represented using this square bracket.
Access where
So this square bracket, what we call as a list. Okay. If we don't have anything, this is, we call it as an empty list. Empty list. So in this list, what we can do is we can have any number of data types. So for example, if we wanted to store the marks of student, say mathematics mark of in a course data set, what we can do is we can simply store 97, 68, 79, 83, 64, and so on up to we can store 30 students marks here, right? But what's the
We can
advantage of what's the advantage of storing here? So if you store the students marks in a list, something like this, for 30 students, what is the advantage of storing here? You can easily take any student's card by just accessing the specific element. So you can access specific element in this data set. So I'm saying element in the sense each data is a element here. So each is nothing but a mark here, access specific element. How can we access specific element in the list? So let's say this empty list, I just assign it as a L in a variable called L. Like we assign a Boolean value or any marks or any count, we just assign this list to a variable called L. So if I wanted to access this data, 79, how can I access this L of 2? Why L of 2? So this list basically what it does is something called index or indices, if I say it in plural form. So the first element is represented as a zeroth indices and 1, 2. So here indices starts from 0, not from 1. Do remember that in list always indices starts from 0. So 3, 4 and so on up to 20. This is also our card number, right? If you see in a scores data set, our card
Yes.
number starts from 0. That's the reason we started the card number from 0, not from 1. So in most of the programming languages, the indices or numbers starts from 0. So if I say these are the card numbers, so these are the indices where you can easily able to extract the values from the list. So if I say just L of 2, this nothing but what it says is you extract the data from index 2 from list L. So if you go and check the index 2, this is 79 index. So here the data will be 79. So this is how you will be able to access the element in the list. So if you want to initialize any list, you just simply put this. And if you want to access any element in the list, you need to access using L of 0, L of 1, L of 2, L of 3, something like this. This 0, 1 represents the indices which starts from in the list. So let's say I have a list something called 5, 10, 13, 16, 19. If I want to get an element 19, how can I access it? Can someone say?
L of 4.
L of
4.
4, right?
Sorry, 5.
4
Sorry,
or
4
5?
only. 4 only.
90 for 5.
L of 4.
Do always remember it starts from 0. The indices starts from 0. So it is 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this will be 90. If I want to extract 30, or if I say L of 1, so the data will be 10, right?
10. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is it clear how to store the elements in the list? I haven't told about how to store the elements in the list. Suppose there exists a list with some data, how to access it? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I erase this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for example, there is a list. Can we store multiple data types? Uh, can we store multiple data types?
Yes, sir.
Like so far, what are the data types we have seen? Boolean,
Integer, character,
character,
string.
string, right?
Mm.
So you might also have seen in the first week, that is
Yes,
list,
sir. Lists
right?
and records.
So in this list, you can store all these data types. Basically, not only just numbers like last time, you can store true, and you can store 97, and you can store the character with male or female, and you can store a string, something called city name like Chennai.
Name.
All these things you can store in a list, in one single list. Okay. So, and also you can able to access it again using the same indexes 0, 1, 2, 3. Always remember the indices starts from 0. So you can able to extract also by using L of 3, L of 2. You will be able to extract the particular element in the data list. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before moving to how to insert an element in the list, let's look at how to, there are some functions or procedures. Just you need to remember this. I won't be explaining in detail. Procedure, as I said, you will be using it frequently, right? There are predefined procedures which will be using it in this course, which is nothing but init of L. This L is nothing but a parameter we pass, that is list. Okay. Init of L and rest of L and first of L and last
So
of L.
these are just the basic operations.
Yeah, these are basic operations. So these are some of the procedures we will be using throughout the course.
So we use length also. Length.
Length, I'm not sure, but okay, length of it. Okay. So I'll just take another example to explain this. You don't need to remember pseudocode for all this, but I'll just directly explain what this will give you if you call something.
Sir, init in the bracket L is the list parameter is what we are saying, right?
Yeah. List is nothing but we just pass the parameter.
And what is the meaning of init?
Init is a procedure.
Yeah, but first, last we can understand looking at it, but init is what exactly gives out.
It's initial, right?
Initial, sorry.
I'll just explain. Okay, don't worry. Let's say there are some numbers 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2. Okay. If I call a procedure something first of L, So what I am doing is I'm just passing this list as a parameter to my function or procedure. So what this will give you is first of L means
First element in full
this will
list.
give you the first element in your list.
That is 3.
So this is nothing but it will give you first element in the list. So which is nothing but 3. And if I call last of L, then
2.
it will give you 2. Is this clear to everyone? First of L, last of L. These are
Yes.
basics. I hope it's clear to everyone. Then if we call length of L, this will also be integer value. So what will be the length of my list? Length is nothing but number of data elements that I have in my list.
6.
Is it 6 or 5?
We start index from 0, then it will.
So length of element is 6. Okay, I don't just wanted to give a hint. See, indexes starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But if you are calculating the length, it's
Then just
as I
count
said,
the
it's nothing but a
elements.
number of data of elements.
Then
So
we
there are
just
6
count the
elements here.
number of elements.
So there are a count of elements, as you said, you just count the elements, or you can simply say the last index plus 1 will be your length of your list. This is also you can say. Or else you can manually count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from starting from 1, 2, 3. So this is for indices or index. And for length, you can start from 0 if you wanted to count, or you just count number of data elements manually, as I said. Or if you just count indices from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you just take the last indices, which is 5 plus 1. That will be your length of the list. Okay. So many of them might be confused if you are learning for the first time. So remember that index and length are different. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So next function or next procedure is init of L. What init of L will give you?
It will leave the last element and give the rest of the list of 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So far we just got that particular value. Okay. Init of L will give you a list of elements except the last element. So it will give you 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 without 2. What init of L will do is it will just exclude the last element. So this will exclude the last element and return the list. Okay. And similarly, rest of L will return by excluding the first element. So it will give you 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. So what it will do is it will exclude the first element. Exclude the first element. So is all these procedures are clear?
Yes.
Any doubts, anyone? Hello.
Yes, sir.
No doubts?
No doubts.
Okay. Now, okay, let me ask few questions based on the same list. So what if I say first of unit of L? What will be my value?
3,
Will
sir.
be 3.
3.
Yes, sir.
If I say rest of unit of L?
5.
Rest of unit of L. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hmm?
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Last of unit of L?
It will be 8.
Yes, sir.
8.
8.
Length of unit of L?
5.
5.
5.
Right. Okay. So I'll just simply use other thing. Rest of L and init of L?
5, 6, 7. Rest of 5, 6, 7.
And
5, 6,
5,
7.
6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7,
5,
8.
6, 7, 8.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if I say first of rest of L?
5.
5. 5.
5.
Hmm.
And what if I put rest of L, init of L, then again I call rest, then I call last.
Eight, sir.
What would be the answer for this?
8, sir.
8.
8.
Can you explain how you got the 8?
So rest of L is 5, 6, 7, 8, and the last of that is.
So this will give you the first you want to always calculate from the inner brackets. So first you calculate the rest of L. The rest of L will give you 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, right?
Yes.
And you just take a unit of this. This unit of this will give you 5, 6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8.
Again, you need to take rest of this list. So this will give you 6, 7, 8. And from this,
Last. Then
if you take
The
last,
rest.
that is 8.
Yes.
Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
yes.
Any doubts? If you guys were having any doubts in this concept, make sure it is clear. So this will be used not only for the week 5 and 6, it will be used remaining for all the weeks.
So it's clear.
Yes, sir.
No doubts to anyone?
No.
Okay. Okay, fine. Can I erase this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at how to iterate an element in the list. For example, again, the list has something called 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. It could be in any order. If we wanted to iterate this element in this list, you can write a pseudocode for element in L, you iterate it. And you do your remaining procedure as usually, whatever the
So,
conditions that you wanted to check.
it would be for element in L or for each element.
For each, I just need to check it out. Course is it taught as for each or for?
It's for each.
Okay, fine. Then let's keep for each. Okay, for each. Okay. So here element is a variable. So for every iteration, this element will be changed. For example, for the first iteration, if I say for element, if you wanted to find whether there is an element called 10 is there in the list or not. Again, I will put for each. Okay. You just write for each element in L if element equal to 10, then what you do? You just keep a variable found equal to 2. You initialize first found equal to false.
So we can append the values.
So I'm not going to appending part right now. Okay. So I'm just telling how this iteration works. So this line of code with what it will do is it will iterate each and every element. For the first iteration, it will take 5 and it will check 5 equal to 10 or not. Similarly, for second iteration, it will take 7 and equal to 10 or not, 8 and 10. So for every iteration, this element value will be changed. So this will be your variable basically. For every iteration, this will be stored in this element. For the first iteration, the element will be 5, and for second iteration, the element will be 7, and the third iteration, the element will be 8, and for the fourth iteration, it will be 10, and for the fifth iteration, it will be 12. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's see how to append a list or how to create a new list. Let's see, again I take 5, 7, 8, 10, 12 as the same list. But I wanted to filter out and create a new list which has only greater than or equal to 10. So this is the list that I want. Okay. So in this case, what I will do, I need to initialize a new list, right, to get this. So what I will do, I need to create a new list, which I can say it as n, variable n, and I initialize as empty list. Okay. So this is what I want finally. So what I will do to get this list, again I will iterate through each and every element in my original list L for each element in list L, what I will do, I'll iterate. So in order to get this list, as I said, you need to just check whether the element is greater than equal to or 10. So I'll just add a if condition here. If the element is greater than or equal to 10, then in that case only you need to append means it's nothing but you just add an element in this list. For example, you just keep add on list. Okay. If the element is greater than or equal to 10, what you can do is you can add a data, the 10 element to this list by keeping n equal to n plus plus plus. So to remember this notation, whenever you wanted to add an element in this list, you wanted to keep this plus plus notation. And the element which you wanted to add, that should also be represented using square bracket. So this should be written as element. So now when you see a 10, so this will be nothing but n equal to the empty list and the empty list 10. So this is what it represents, right? When you go through for the first time. So this will be finally get added. Basically, what we call it as a appended. So whenever we add some element, we call it as appending. What we are doing in the empty list is something called, if you are trying to add some numbers like this, so it is called appending an element on the list. Sorry, this is again double plus plus. So the list will become like this. Again, when you see an element called 12, so your existing list will be 10, and you see a 12 element. So this will be get updated to 10 and 12. So this is how you can append an element in the list. So any doubts how to append the element in the list?
Yes, sir. So it's only element, not a count.
No, not a count.
Okay. So, okay. Is equal to 10 and greater than. So it will show 10 and 12 as a list only when we are
See,
doing
as a see, when you are iterating, this will give you the data, whatever that is there. So this is nothing but an integer data. Here all are integer. So this will give you integer value 5, 7, 8 something. Okay. So but while appending, you should enclose in a list. That's why I'm not putting 5. Now I'm making this integer inside the list in order to append to existing list. So if you want to append to a list, you should also append another list, right? With some value. You can't append like this. So this is list, this is integer. So this is not possible.
Yeah.
So this is not possible. That's why I just put this bracket notation before adding or before appending to my list.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I don't know how many of you watch Week. I'm just explaining slowly. If you are able to understand, then fine. If you are not able to understand, also we'll discuss it and
Sir, so
after
about this, sorry, sir. Sorry.
yeah.
Sir, so when you are if you are adding elements to the list by appending, how do we decide the sequence? As in, if we want 1, 2, 3, or how does that happen? Because will it get added from first to the last or last to the first?
Here, as of now, remember it will always happen to last. Since the
If we
existing list is there and add it next to it,
right,
it will append a element at the last.
and And if we flip it around, it will be the other way around. Is it?
Yeah. If you put n equal to, if I just represent element as x plus n plus n, so
Right.
it will append the element at the first.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Is it clear so far?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I erase this.
Yes.
Okay. There are few more things which I haven't discussed, which is list of list and sorting. Sorting is in week 6, I guess, not in week 5. But this is also based on list. And how to insert an element in specific position. How to insert an element in specific position. I don't know whether it is covered in course or not, but it's good to know how to insert element in specific position. Sorry, specific position.
So by position, you
Then,
mean the sequence or like?
yeah, for example, there is a existing list 1, 2, 3, and you want to insert an element in this position.
Between.
Exactly,
Okay.
between 2 and
Between.
3.
Acha, okay.
So that is there. And
Right.
also there are some procedures which I haven't discussed. One of this is member. So which will accept the two parameters. One is list, another one is a data element. So this is one of the procedure. So there is a pseudocode also for this in this course. So anything I forget. So in sorting, insertion sort will be there mainly. But instead of
we
focusing
arrange
on
in
any
order.
Hmm?
So in sorting, we arrange in order.
Yeah, sorting is nothing but if you have a number, something called 10, 8, 7, and 5, 6, you need to arrange this in an order. So your final
So
list
either
should
we
be
can arrange in ascending or descending.
yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So this is can be done through sort. So all this can be, I think we can discuss in the next session. I don't want to dump everything in this session. We have also more time. And I think the content is also just released yesterday. So most of them might have not watched week 5 content. So we'll discuss this after quiz 1. Okay.
So when is the revision class?
So today in today's session we just covered the basics of list. So we'll be discussing these topics after the quiz 1. Okay, is that fine?
And so when is
Yes,
the
sir.
revision classes for the quiz?
So next session will be your revision session. Okay. Sorry, next
Next
session is
session means?
next session means tomorrow, right? Sorry, not tomorrow. From next week, from Monday onwards, there will be a revision session.
So Monday and Tuesday also, every day we have?
Not every day.
Yeah, Monday we have. Then we have it on Friday and Saturday.
So today is
Rest
Friday,
all is,
right? Tomorrow you
I mean,
might
I mean,
be. Hmm.
I mean next Monday, sir, and then next Friday and next Saturday. We have 3 classes.
I'm not sure how many sessions there will be for revision. If there is only 2 sessions next week, so tomorrow you might expect some concept revision.
There are 3 sessions next week, sir, for instructor.
Sure.
And sir, what about the GitHub? Is all the nodes there?
No, we are not providing GitHub notes.
I mean, there was GitHub link, right, sir?
No, not in this. Yeah, at least as I know.
No, for CT, there was a GitHub link with Shri something. Yeah, Shri Krishna 97.
Um, I think it's that we have given on last time. Yes, this time we haven't given.
Oh, so where are the nodes uploaded?
Sorry.
Where are the nodes uploaded, sir? Then?
So we don't have any notes basically, right? We all discussed the concepts, whatever that is taught in the session.
Okay, sir.
So just one thing would like to
Okay.
ask. See,
Hmm.
when we identify errors, right? It gets,
When
at
we
least for me,
identify
errors in the code.
like greater than less than symbols.
Any errors, like initially when I asked this question 8 of week 3, right?
Hmm.
It gets difficult for me at certain time. So what is the thought process need to follow to answer such question?
Uh, hmm. I can
See,
say only like
identifying a code, choosing a code or getting output, it's something which I do it comfortably. But whenever identifying mistakes or error comes, some or other thing gets missed out from me. It's what I have observed.
Yeah, I understood your perspective. Like while reading the code and finding the mistakes, it's difficult than like
Hmm.
just getting
Hmm.
the output, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So that always happens when you are learning for the first time. So the thing
Oh.
only I can say is you need to practice. You
Hmm.
just clear with the concepts what the code is actually trying to produce.
Hmm.
So if you execute the code as given in the question, which is a wrong code,
Hmm.
what you will get as a output? Is it giving right output for different cases? That's the question you should have first.
Okay.
You just take small cases, not even the entire data set that we are discussing in the course, like 30 cards, 50 cards. You just take 2, 3 cards
Hmm.
and you take your own different cases. It not necessarily to be exact data that we are discussing in the course, right? You just take
Hmm.
random numbers and you try
Hmm.
to execute in the wrong code, and you will
Hmm.
be able to find the mistakes how it's giving a wrong output.
Okay.
If you are practicing like this, you will be able to get it. And also, you need to clear with your concepts.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
the actually code is doing, what the greater than less than symbol means here,
Hmm.
what it's trying to find out in this if condition. All these things you need to remember if you're trying to find a mistake in a pseudo.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any other uh, doubts for closing the session? Okay, then if no one is having any doubt, I think we can end this session.
So,
Okay, guys, thank you everyone for joining. And
thank you, sir.
have a great day. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
End this session.
Thank you, sir.